What's good, Solana holders? Welcome back to my amazing channel. So today, big news. Solana broke past the $50 mark with a new all-time high, and we have surged into top 15, kind of fluctuating in and out of that range. But anyways, this is exciting news for Solana because I think this project is going to continue to make its way through the market. This weekend, we saw a very bearish market. So a lot of cryptos have been going down. Bitcoin has moved down to around $45,000, which is a low for a long time. Anyway, Solana managed to still rise up 20% during this season. So it goes to show you, Solana doesn't move in the same waves as the other cryptocurrencies. Solana is in its own lane, in its own ball game, and I love this because there is not a lot of hype behind Solana. It seems like the ecosystem itself is continuing to build, and let's talk about this. So Solana's hackathon started on May 15th. So this may be another reason why we saw this huge push. This is exciting news because it brought 10,000 registrations to the event, meaning 10,000 potential new applications that might be built on top of Solana. This is very exciting because it goes to show that the ecosystem is growing organically in the sense of how many applications are going to be built on top of it. When we think of Ethereum, the reason Ethereum is successful again is because of the huge ecosystem behind it when it comes to applications that are built on top of Ethereum's network. One thing I love about Solana again here is, so they are offering $1 million in prizes and seed funding for participants. So this means that the applications are going to be built on top of Solana, are going to be funded, and they're going to be, supported by the Solana community. Now, let's talk some price analysis because I know you all like to kind of hear an idea of what could happen. So some technical analysis does say the suggested price is $60 or $68. I personally have seen some other analysis that says over $100, even closer to $200. We don't know. I guess we'll wait and see what happens in this altcoin season, but definitely stay tuned to this channel to keep and stay updated. So let's move into this article that I want to break down for you all. So this article basically is describing what Solana is, and it basically compares it to Ethereum. And as you can see from the headline, it is far faster than Ethereum, and I'm sure you already know this if you're a Solana holder. If you're not a Solana holder, Solana is a blockchain similar to Ethereum, operating with proof of stake, but also has an interesting factor, which we're going to get into very soon, which is called proof of history. And it is a third variation of the blockchain universe. So really quick to get deeper into this. So Solana, as you know, isn't widely known outside of the crypto community. So a lot of people don't really know of it, like you would know Dogecoin. That comes to mind very easily. But when it comes to the inside market, this blockchain is very interesting for a lot of people inside of it. So the founder, Anatoly, he worked at Qualcomm. So if you don't know Qualcomm, it is a company that works on semiconductors and telecommunications. So we're talking low-level computing when it comes to how the world is currently powered in today's generation. And basically, during his time there, he came up with a new concept for a new platform, Solana. So now the problem is proof of work, right? So how does proof of work? Proof of work is basically when a bunch of computers hashing functions to solve a mathematical problem. And when they do, they get rewarded through something called mining. And when they get rewarded cryptocurrency. And as you can see, Bitcoin's case, it takes an hour. In Ethereum's case, it takes a minute. And it is energy intensive. As you saw in the market, when Elon Musk said Tesla will no longer be taking Bitcoin for car payments, the reason behind it was energy intensity. So here is something very interesting because Solana does have a solution for this energy intensity, but we're not going to focus too much on that right now. Let's talk about the transition for Ethereum 2.0 towards proof of stake, because this is very exciting even for Solana as well, because it will be using validators instead of miners, and instead of hashing functions in order to solve mathematical problems and get rewarded, instead people are invited into a system called validation, where they validate transactions and they get to be rewarded for that. So now, what is proof of history that I mentioned earlier? So it is a new system. So in the blockchain universe, there is no actual clock in terms of how transactions are moving. It basically is a voting system of a bunch of miners that say, okay, this is the order of each transaction and how they came in. They vote on that, and then they basically agree that the order is what it is. In proof of history, there's actually a clock on each transaction, so the miners don't have power over the system. So this is basically a timestamp on each transaction and disables the ability for miners and bots to decide the order of which transaction gets recorded onto the blockchain. So this is decentralization at its finest. Even the miners don't have power over the system. It allows for greater security and censorship resistance. Very, very, very strong. So now, what is the benefit of this? It maximizes confirmation speed and boosts the number of transactions that can be handled both concurrently and in parallel. So what we see from this is speed of light transactions on Solana's network. To send a transaction through Solana, it takes 0.4 seconds when it comes to the latency, which is as fast as anything moves to electric cables. So this is literally, as you send the transaction, Solana processes the transaction. Solana also can handle multiple transactions at a time, and the fees are extremely low. I'm going to put a chart on the screen right now to show you a comparison between Solana, Binance Coin, and Ethereum. Now, you're probably asking, okay, then how does Solana compare to Ethereum? What's going on there? So basically, Ethereum was founded earlier in 2015, and Solana came 3 years later. So Solana is still developing its network, right? So currently, Solana has 608 validators, which we just spoke about, is basically the replacement for mining. And we have 47 decentralized applications, which is what makes the ecosystem strong. If you compare it to Ethereum, Ethereum sits at 33,000 validators. Very, very strong compared to Solana, and 3,000 applications compared to Solana as well. And as we just saw from that hackathon, 10,000 registrations. So hopefully we get to see more and more applications come to Solana from this hackathon and more in the future. And as you see, Ethereum's network went live in 2015 and has a 3-year head start on Solana. And the fact that Solana is a far, far more scalable platform with low fees and very, very fast transactions, it could grow very, very fast in very, very little time. The most interesting thing that I find about this is Solana, sitting at a $12 billion market cap, is not trying to compete with Ethereum. I know a lot of people say it is Ethereum killer, but even the founder says it is supposed to work side by side with the entire cryptocurrency market. And the goal is to disrupt Wall Street and the rest of the global markets by creating a censorship-resistant global markets that is better than anything inside of the New York Stock Exchange. And this is very interesting because, to me, the way I see this, I see it as a repeat of the internet again. So the internet disrupted what we know as media and information sharing in the world. The reason today we are able to share information like this is because of YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. It is very easy to access information. The government isn't really able to just have one news system anymore. It is kind of a decentralized information world. So what does this mean in 2020? We have a new type of revolution going on, which is the blockchain world. And this is going to disrupt what we know as finance and what we know as global market. Let that sink in. The best thing about this platform is they are going to continue to grow. Like I said, as the ecosystem grows, you can expect to see Solana climb its way down to top 5. My very strong opinion is Solana is a long-term project that is going to scale past a lot of things that we've seen in the cryptocurrency space. This is one I'm very, very excited for. Anyway, it was your boy Elijah, just bringing you a quick video with facts and opinions. Let me know if you like this video by smashing that like button. If you're new to this channel, make sure you subscribe and stay tuned for more updates on Solana and just other cryptocurrencies that hit my radar. If you're interested at all, make sure you hit that notification bell because I post a video every single day with updates on what's going on and my thoughts on the market overall. It was your boy Elijah again. Thank you for stopping by, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.
sats to the masses.